So the second thing is you want to develop an offer with your best content and your best advice. So what do I mean by an offer? Well, first of all, when I say an offer, I'm not just talking about a product launch, right? And basically, when you start talking about developing an offer, that's everything. That's the bonus that goes along with it. That's the launch pricing that goes along with it. That's the scarcity that goes along with it. That's the quantity limitations that go along with it. So in other words, it's got to be an offer. So not just that you're putting together a product, not just that you're putting together a product with a sales page. It's got to be all of those things part of being an offer. So you launch a product, you come to the market with an offer at a limited time that people can actually get. Now, again, you don't really have to have a lot of buyers every time you make this offer. However, if you can be consistent about making an offer, you are going to find that you're going to be able to attract the right people, and then you're going to be able to leverage those folks in order to build your list even more. We're going to talk about how you're going to do that. So the reason that you're developing an offer, right, is that you're finding people who are already interested in purchasing information. So you might say that building a list like this is inefficient. Actually, building a list like this is the most efficient, because even if, let's say that you have 10 subscribers and none of those people are interested in buying anything, you don't really have an effective list. If you have one person on your list because that one person already bought something from you, you already know that person buys information, right? And they're part of your email marketing list. So you don't have to feel like, well, I'm not progressing too fast. I've heard of people having lists of 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 people. That doesn't mean everything in the world. You want to have a list of people. And again, even if you go back to the Kevin Kelly, concept, which is to have 1,000 true fans, even if all you had were 1,000 people who spent $100 per calendar year with you, that would be all that you need to generate a six-figure income if you really think about it. So you don't have to worry about having a small list that you build a little bit at a time. And one of the ways that you build that small list a little bit at a time is you develop an offer with your very best content and your very best advice. That really is the starting point to develop to build a list. I'll tell you why this is the case in a minute. Why, again, one of the things that about developing an offer is that you have to cut through the learning curve of a lot of things. So in other words, there are a lot of things that you might think that you need to learn, but really until you decide you're going to deliver a product, then you will then start cutting out some of the things that you maybe thought you had to learn that you don't really have to learn. You will only learn the things about your membership site that are necessary to your launching the product. You will only learn the things about your page builder that will be necessary to your launching the product. You will only learn the things about, let's say, cPanel or HTML that are necessary for you to launch a product. And again, what happens when you develop an offer is that you cut through the learning curve. Right? And it happens. It is human nature. What happens is the necessity of the moment drives you to make sure that you're only focusing on the things that are necessary. The other reason why is because your list grows with every buyer, right? So this is why it's a more efficient way of developing a list. Every time somebody buys from you, they become part of your email marketing list because you're going to build that after sale autoresponder. The other thing is that basically when you develop an offer, you're really going to find out what sells. Let's say that you produce an offer and nobody buys it, right? You're going to come back to the market with that offer, but the next time you're going to come back to it, you're going to add more value because maybe it was the price. Maybe it was that you didn't have enough value in it. Maybe it was that when people saw it, it was that maybe they didn't feel like they wanted to spend the money for the value they're going to get. So what you got to do is you come back to the market, you add more value to it, or you find out what people are really trying to do. Even if the offer doesn't sell, this is the key to developing an offer. Let's say you develop an offer and nobody buys it, right? You can always use a product to create product for a giveaway. I'm going to talk about that here in a minute. So again, everything that you do toward creating an offer is never lost, right? The effort is never lost. It is the starting point to your being able to build a list. Develop your very best offer. What is your best advice right now? Right? What is the best? What is the thing that you alone can teach somebody with your very best? Develop that as your offer. Develop that as what you're going to be able to deliver to people. It is your very best, right? It doesn't have to be everything. Doesn't have to be the longest thing. Doesn't have to be let's say the the 10,000 page thing. It just needs to be your best, right? The very best thing that if you were the thing that you were threatened to keep a secret, the thing that you feel like, boy, I don't even know if I want to teach people that. That's the thing that you got to come to the market with.